Hi, this is my public church assignment by Rachel Taye.
So this is my first image. This is an image of a sunset in my neighborhood, and it reflects the beauty in nature. This image symbolizes the importance of where individuals come from and where they can enjoy nature. The public church is important when it comes to unity and trying to bring people together. And an open space would be a really nice place to do that because of all the social interactions that people can have, as well as the time that an individual can spend by themselves just reflecting on their life and where they stand. The second image I took was the lights that were outside of someone's house, the Christmas lights. And this image symbolizes that the church is the people and how individuals have to take action when it comes to what they want to do. And that shows like not being ashamed of your religion or kind of like what you believe in. And then this also shows the importance of the public church, because when it comes to the church, there are things that are both public as well as private. And this connects to the sixth key point that we learned about. And there's something about doing better off in life in one's personal life that can be shared. This is the next image, and this image shows parked cars outside of someone's house, and I assume that they're having people over. This image symbolizes how individuals need to be able to interact with others, being able to socialize, and in that there can be a sense of unity that's being created, a sense of fellowship when it comes to the church. This also shows the importance of the public church because the people are the church, as I previously mentioned, and the way in which one communicates is also very important. This being connected to the fourth point, that Christ has entered the world / the neighborhood in this sense for the sake of healing relationships. There's a lot of healing and meditating that can come out of just being able to express who one is and what someone has faced in their life, because we all have a different experience, we all have a different journey, a different struggles that we face, and so a lot can come out of this, and this is one way that the church can play a role in someone's life. Okay, this is the next image that I took, and it's a picture of a bush that was outside of my house, and I took the picture specifically this way to show the confusion. And when we bring it to church, or just, yeah, when it comes to like church, we can connect it to one's like faith or like purpose or meaning, because oftentimes that's something that the individuals tend to question, and they go to religious institutions trying to seek that or trying to find that if they follow a certain religion. And I think it's to symbolize like the confusion and the frustration when it comes to church or when it comes to faith, and just people like telling you kind of what way you should lean, just being in the middle, like stuck in the middle kind of is what I wanted it to represent. This also shows the important fact of the public church being the third key point, which is God is a relational God that creates us for a relationship with all of creation. A lot of us cope with things differently. That may be drawing, writing songs, poetry, whatever that may be, sitting outside. And I think it's part of one's like personality, like the way we like cope with things. But I also think through that it can help one reflect on like where they stand and what they believe in, what they think they're called to be, because it's really hard to find your purpose in this life, and it's hard to always believe and to just like be hopeful and true, and I don't know. it varies from person to person, but I know for me at least, excuse me, that can be something that is confusing. Like my faith, my walk with Christ is, it can be very challenging, and a lot of people, like sometimes people can uplift you, but like you don't see that potential kind of in yourself. So I think it's showing that the public church can relate like to this when it comes to like creation. Like there are things that are around us, and like they have a they have a purpose, I guess, or like a point to why they're there, or like even the challenges. If we move away from like what's being created and just look at like life, like there are challenges, yeah, but as an individual, like those can either like tear us down like with those struggles, or they can like strengthen us and create like a different perspective on things, and like the way we live, how we go about our lives, the different interactions that we have with people. It can open our eyes to a new perspective. So, okay, this is the next image. This is an image of the street that I live on. It symbolizes that life is a long journey, and most of the time we don't know what direction we're headed in or what our purpose or plan is. The public church is important when it comes to God entering and bringing healing. We all believe and cope with things differently. This connects with the key point, the fifth key point, that God calls us to enter in the world for the sake of healing relationships, and that can come out of us getting to know someone. Yeah, that's very true. Like we don't know who we're gonna find on the street. That may be our neighbor, that may be someone we don't know, that could be a pet, that could literally be anything. And so it's showing that just even like the way we greet people can have a really large impact on someone's life without us knowing, or without them specifically saying that. We don't know how the interactions that we have with people are gonna like what they're gonna do in someone's life. Like we don't know unless someone tells us, but that could really have a large impact, especially if it's someone who has been mistreated or just looked down upon, or is just having a bad day. When someone smiles or greets you, it brings this sense of comfort and joy that I guess maybe someone could have been lacking, or could have just been not able to seek that out. And so a lot of, yeah, healing, a lot of relief can be brought out of just socializing, fellowshipping, meditating, reflecting with ourselves, just like caring, and sometimes just stopping and really thinking, because it's easy for someone else to think for you, but it's the individual at the end of the day who has to make those decisions and decide. So thank you.